After ample time spent testing all three of the breaker variants, we've got some interesting findings. Now this includes the SG225 breaker, the breaker Incendiary, and last but not least, the breaker Spray and Pray. The SG225 breaker Incendiary is an all-around decent weapon, if you're fighting Terminate. While you can't exactly reach out and touch things more than a few feet away, it is still far better than the AR or pump action colleagues can offer when it comes to horde clear. The damage over time effect caused by the incendiary rounds, while minimal, are still noticeable, as every once in a while, that dot will actually kill something for you. The biggest downside of the breaker Incendiary is the damage drop-off from its stock counterpart. The breaker Incendiary comes in right at 180 damage per round, while the stock breaker comes in at 330. Now, there is more to the magazine inside of the breaker Incendiary, but you are dealing with a 3-round burst. You can shoot it semi-auto, but you cannot go full auto like the stock breaker. The breaker Incendiary can be found right in front of the premium war bonds. Now that premium war bond costs 1,000 super credits. The question being, would I actually spend $10 for this? Because that's really what people are going for, and the answer is no. Once you grind out 1,000 super credits, which I did right around level 26, I was able to get the Incendiary and actually have the disappointment that it wasn't that much better than the breaker. It actually wasn't better than the stock breaker. It's still a fun weapon, but not one that I would actually spend currency on. With the exact same fire rate as both other breaker variants, yet almost double the damage of the Incendiary and more than double the damage of that of the Spray and Pray, the stock SG225 breaker is the best, and it isn't even close. Now, running around with the stock breaker just feels good. You have a very strong sense of being able to get out of any sticky situation, and the firepower to reach out and touch things at distances no shotgun ever should. The best part is that this weapon can be acquired around level 10 through the very basic war bond, and is still to this day my favorite overall weapon to take into Helldives. With the recoil of the stock breaker being slightly higher than that of the others, and the magazine being slightly smaller, the difference made is almost unnoticeable. While the stock breaker claims to only be light armor penetrating, this as well I've found to not be much of an issue. It's a minimal hindrance at best, especially when paired with the railgun. Come up against a charger, 2 railgun shots to strip the leg armor, and then 4 to 6 from the breaker, it's dead. Honestly, I can't say enough good about the breaker shotgun. It's why it's featured in my best base loadout video after hundreds of Helldives, and I will link that in a card at the top of the screen, and also put it at the end of.
This is the worst!
In what almost seems like a practical joke from the developers, all the way down on page 9 of the basic war bond, after spending hundreds of medals, you can unlock this absolute steaming pile of garbage of a gun. The SG225 breaker Spray and Pray claims to do over 130 damage, but you'll never feel it. Running around with this means inevitably being surrounded with little confidence in your ability to shoot your way out. Along with doing absolutely no damage at any range, the Spray and Pray breaker variant seemingly has no impact face to face either. You will absolutely find yourself using your grenades defensively and switching to your sidearm for any noticeable damage output. Now, I am rarely this negative about any aspect of a game, especially one I've come to love so much. Generally, a bad weapon is just one that involves more skill or strategy to use, but this is not the case with the breaker Spray and Pray, which is why I must reiterate that this gun feels like a joke from the developers. This is not something I will ever include in any of my loadouts for a multitude of reasons. No damage, high recoil, little survivability. It's just not where it's at. It feels like you're using an airsoft gun. I think it's clear that the stock breaker variant is by far the best, but hey, go use them for yourself, and if there's something I've missed or something, especially around the spray and pray, that I'm just not noticing, please let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more content or deep analyzation of Helldivers. Thanks for watching, check out one of the videos on your screen now, and as promised, the one right now is the best base loadout. This is one I've used for hundreds of Helldives, and it is the most reliable.